What up? What up, my sniz bitches? What? Okay. So I got a PopCap toy. It's Elizabeth. You can see right there. Yeah, Elizabeth. It's a really awesome toy. They've got a DeWitt as well. I'm planning on getting that. This is an actual news thing. So take what you will of this. But, hey, Oregon couple sentenced to 6 years in prison for praying instead of taking baby to doctor. And, okay, the way that this is actually worded on when it renders, okay, so they expertly crafted this title so that it is very clickbaity because if the way that it renders in a link preview, it renders like this. Oregon couple sentenced to 6 years in prison for praying instead of that. So the first of all, they're playing it off like these poor persecuted Christians are being arrested for just merely praying. But what the title doesn't tell you is that they were arrested and tried for praying instead of taking their child to the damn doctor. Like, and they're acting like this is a bad thing. Like, oh, fuck them. You know, it's like, oh, fuck the police. Why are they arresting people for merely praying? No, I'm sorry, but if you pray instead of taking your child to the doctor when they need to go to the fucking doctor, you deserve to be in prison just a little bit. Or I think that a mental institution might be a better choice. You might actually get some actual help if you go to a mental institution. Because you fucking need a mental institution. Extreme. Duggar, he seems to be coming up still in the news. But Duggar and his homeschool program that they founded were recently sued for sexually abusing minors, which shouldn't really surprise any of us, but just the fact that it seems like everything that this guy is involved with somehow also involves touching children or having sex with children or whatever is a little disturbing, and to me at least it kind of indicates like how deep this kind of stuff goes, like into their culture, you know, this culture that they've really kind of just crafted for themselves, it just seems like to be a cultural thing of you know, of sexual abuse, and I think that it's horrible, and I think that there will probably be more things to come about. There will be more allegations. There will be more court cases. There will just be more, and this is only the tip of the iceberg, I feel. So, which I mean, the tip of the iceberg was the tip of the iceberg was him getting caught, but now we're starting to see more of the iceberg, I guess. But I still feel like we're only at the top. Yeah, well, let's see. A moral atheist asked me what my opinion is on YouTube Red. I think YouTube Red is a good move on YouTube's part. I'm not too concerned with it. I mean, I make a little bit of money off of YouTube, off of ads and whatnot, but I mean, that's not my main source of income. I mean, I would have to make a substantial amount of money off of YouTube in order to care about it. But I understand that there are a lot of people out there that do care about it. From what I understand, though, if somebody has YouTube Red and the ads aren't being played, then a portion of the monthly subscriptions are going to be paid out to the videos that are watched off of YouTube Red. And so it seems like they're trying to balance out the monetization with it. It's been in the terms of service for a while now. I keep up with various channels that inform you of changes that are coming to YouTube and whatnot, trying to stay up on all that. So, I try to stay on top of all that. So it's been known for a while that it's coming, and so I think it's a good move on YouTube's part. I think that if they do it right, it could be pretty profitable for those that really need to make the money off of YouTube. As far as the TV service, like the TV shows that they're trying to provide through YouTube Red, I think that they'll capture the attention of some people. But I don't think that it's there yet as far as to draw in a really huge audience, because I know like PewDiePie is supposed to be having a TV show and whatnot. So we'll just I'm waiting to see to see how that plays out for them. This GOP Senator: I can lecture women on pregnancy because abortion is a men's issue. The way that he rationalizes this is basically in that he's got kids and he was very involved with the pregnancies and whatnot, and he's very intimate with his wife, I guess, and so therefore apparently that makes it a men's issue. Now, I think that the whole that whole subject is really kind of complicated, but when you really get down to it, it's the woman's decision ultimately. Now, me personally, I think that the woman should definitely consider the man's position, but I mean, if the woman doesn't want to have the kid, I mean, it's the woman's body. She's the one that is putting her life at risk, to have a kid, and that's essentially what she's doing. She's putting her life at risk. And so, to say that it's a men's issue is just a bullshit thing to say. And, you yourself, if you can get a woman pregnant, you can easily go and stick your dick into somebody else and get another person pregnant. You can adopt a kid, because there's a lot of kids that aren't being adopted. You can get it. You can adopt a kid. There's several ways to have a kid. It doesn't just make it a men's issue just because you had a part in your own personal kids' upbringing or the pregnancy of your kids or your whatever. It just seems ridiculous to me. I would like to know what you think in the comments section, and let me know what you think about it being a men's issue. I think it's bullshit. I think that, when it gets down to it, it's ultimately the woman's choice as far as whether or not to have an abortion. And while I think that she should consider the man's position in it, ultimately it is the woman's decision. I am going to be taking part in a fundraiser. It's going to be for Extra Life. That's an online fundraising site that specifically is for gamers, where you game and you raise money for children hospitals. But the Extra Life fundraising day or whatnot extravaganza is on November 7th this year. So I've already got the event created. I hope that you will join me on that day, and I have some pretty cool little perk things that you can if you donate money to Extra Life, to my team's Extra Life thing, so that you can help us meet our goals, then you can dictate how I play the game, what I play the game, what weapons I play the game with, and what paths I take. And then let's see, I put together this meme. It was inspired from a meme that I saw being shared around. And regularly, I like to reword and make a meme a little bit better. It's still the same guy in the front, it's still the same angry doctor, but I changed out the background, put a little bit of a glow around him, and then I changed up the wording a little bit to something that is a little bit more me. And that's, remember when you and your friends got polio? No, you don't, because it's been eradicated in America since 1994 due to the vaccine. Now, I say America, but I really should have put Americas, because it includes, all of them, like North America, South America, Canada, just the American continents, I should say. So it's been eradicated since then due to the vaccine. Somebody did bring up an interesting point, though, on the page. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the person, but it was a good point. I think it was actually on my personal timeline that some people might take this as saying, oh, well, we don't need the vaccine anymore. Well, no, but that's not how herd immunity works. And that's what this is illustrating here is herd immunity. We have, become immune to it because we take the vaccine. And if we stop taking the vaccine, then, we're likely to get, if there's one, we don't know for sure that, obviously polio hasn't been eradicated from the earth in general. It's not extinct, the polio, the virus, right? It's not extinct. So it can come back. If we don't keep up this herd immunity, if we don't protect that, then it could come back here in the United States with a vengeance if we don't stay vaccinated. And all it takes is one person to start an outbreak. And that's what I don't get about these anti-vax people. It's quite ridiculous. Yeah, Edgar says, sounds like bullshit. The man doesn't have to push a watermelon out of his dick. Pancake says, I feel like a woman should never be forced to have a kid, so no, it's not a men's issue. But if she does want the kid, the court system's manner of forcing men who don't want kids to pay for them is.
Why is it okay to not force a woman to have a kid?
Well, that's what he's saying. Well, true, but if I'm with you and I'm with Pancakes here saying,
what else did he say?
Well, he said, but if she does want the kid, the court system manner of forcing men who don't want to have is saying that it is forcing the man to have it. I think that if a man wants to give up his rights and be completely separated from the child and
say this is not my kid, he should be able to.
Yeah, and I think that he should have that decision, and I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
that would have. And that's kind of
Well, but it's more importantly, I think it's that your life is on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your body, it's your life. You're the one that has the most stake in it.
But if he doesn't want to have the kid,
there's no risk.
I think.
I
don't think she should be.
Right.
I think he should be able to say no. I don't want to have anything to do with this kid.
Yeah, if you can't read the very top of this image, that's okay. It's in tongues, but I'm here to translate for you, okay? So here's what the top says. It's like, this is coming directly from Jesus, and Jesus is saying that we need to make this woman mayor of her local city right now. He decrees it, and that, let me make sure I get this right. Yeah, let me make sure I get this right. If we don't, he will shit on our existence with the flaming power of 1,000 7-Eleven burritos. That's what it says. Yeah. But anyway, but she thanked Jesus, of course, as you do when somebody threatens to shit on the entire existence of humanity. If they don't make her mayor, but yeah, she basically relays the basic sentiment of the message that Jesus sent through her and through tongues. So, good for her. I hope that they do right and they give her mayoral status so that we don't get shit on by Jesus. It would be really awesome if we don't get shit on by Jesus. Presidential candidate Ben Carson claims power of God. The Republican presidential candidate, Ben Carson, he says that the power of God is going to give him the presidential seat, or is behind his presidential campaign. Well, now look, as we learned last night, the power of God is the flaming power of 1,000 7-Eleven burritos. That's what Jesus proclaimed through a woman wanting the mayoral seat in her local town. So, you got the power of God, but I don't see it as being the flaming spear tip that this woman is wielding. Right. Well, now listen to this post. Okay, we're heading into posts on Facebook and then onto YouTube. So this person, this was posted in our Facebook group. Okay, I don't want to put this out, or I have to put this out there. Do not get your flu shot.
Oh, I just read that.
You are giving yourself the flu, and for 3 weeks you are shedding the virus off your body, which means you are contaminated and giving it to others, whether or not you feel sick or not. If you do get sick, stay your ass home and stay away from others. Please, no one else wants this crap. And FYI, in order to get strong against the virus, you have to get it to build a strong immune system. But don't do it with a shot. Do it naturally. In other words, if you happen to catch it, then deal with being sick. Build your body back up. Eat good soup, lots of fluid, liquids, and whatever else you need. But don't go get the flu with a shot. It's hard to read this because you're guaranteed to get it. It's in your immune system whether or not you feel sick. The shot, so everyone knows, does not keep others from getting sick. You can spread the flu after your flu shot for up to 3 weeks. Inform yourself, people, please. Yeah. Pancake says that he likes you. Okay. So, yes, there is a little bit of truth here, but she's kind of got an anti-vax thing about her, him, whatever this person is. And yeah, the flu shot does consist of, having a partial bit of the virus being injected into you so that your body can react to it and build the immunities you need to fight it. Now, saying don't go and get the flu shot is a lot like saying, hey, go rub your face in a bunch of diseased rags so that you don't get AIDS or something. It's a little bit more deadly, but it depends on who you are. Like, for small kids, you don't want them, getting the flu. You don't want small kids getting the flu. You also don't want older people to get the flu. Their immune systems are a lot weaker. They have a harder time fighting it. For them, the flu shots are essentially broken pieces of the virus that aren't going to actually affect you. Now, some people do get sick, true. There's always that risk of getting sick, getting the flu because of it, but that's kind of a risk that you run. You do end up exhibiting flu-like symptoms. The small risk. Yeah, it's a small risk, but there's still a risk. That's what this person's playing off here. And it's not like you're just going to spread the flu around just like you're a diseased corpse walking around the city. You're going to build an immune system to it, and what disease is in the rags. Yes, it does depend on what disease is in the rags and then how old you are and whatnot. That might have been a poor example there, but, you get what I mean.
All the diseases are in the rag.
All the diseases, every one of them. Yeah, Edgar said that he waited till he was 40 to get flu shots because he wanted the younger and the older people to get them before him, which is kind of good because, when you're young, you do have a stronger immune system. You have the ability to fight it. Me, personally, I usually don't get flu shots, but ever since I've been a diabetic, I'm supposed to. I haven't really been all that great on it.
I don't.
All right, so if you aren't aware, there's this whole movement in Christianity to provide these purity certificates, right? So there are these purity certificates in Christianity that when the woman gets married, she has a certificate. I'm guessing that a notary public has stamped it and has, had a doctor verify the hymen and, has monitored her entire life to make sure that she hasn't had sex at all. No oral sex, no anal sex, none of that. But a certificate of purity, right? And this is just to show that, here in Christianity, we don't care if you're educated. We don't care if you have a diploma. We don't care if you're knowledgeable in the STEM fields. We don't care, if you're just an intelligent woman in general. No, we only care about how pristine your pussy is. That's all we care about. We just want to make sure that we have the most delectable hymens out there. That's all we want. We want a certificate saying, this pussy has not been touched at all.
Question. Hymen can be broken in other ways. What about the girls?
Well, you see, that's why I stipulated that the notary public would have to monitor her entire life so that she didn't have sex in any other way. Verifying that her hymen hadn't been broken, while it doesn't always indicate that she hasn't had sex or has had sex. That's why visual inspection throughout her entire life would be required. Yep, see, I got it. Now, if you're God, you don't need this because you already know. But, nobody's as fantastic as God is. Okay, let's see. Robert E. Lee. If you could see where this is going. This is on, I believe this is on my debunking of Harold Schroeder, which is some guy who says that he can prove God in 5 minutes. But he says the dumbass here is the godless engineer. He just loves to prove that he is a total dumbass. He is nothing but a coward. He is unwilling to face truth that God is real. Hey, you retarded godless engineer, where is proof that there is no God? You has job to prove that there is no God, and you retard. It is retarded to be an atheist. It is retarded to deny God. Yep. Okay. I don't.
Are willing.
Well, yeah. I mean, but see what he's doing here is he's shifting the burden of proof. It's
God, fallacy.
I won't say the F word.
I hate that word.
Alice Faye. Yeah. It's he's shifted. Aunt K. Thank you. Yeah, so this guy right here, I mean, he's shifting the burden of proof. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't buy his proof of God. See, this is the problem, is that they all think that God is kind of like a duh position, and it's really not. I mean, not everybody believes in his God. I mean, I know.
Don't look. Just trust.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to come out right now and say that, I come from a long line of leprechaun and unicorn farmers. But the evil anti-leprechaun and unicorn people have destroyed all of our farms, and that's why there are none in existence today. So you won't find them in textbooks either, because they're suppressing them and whatnot. So you just gotta, you gotta trust me on this. I used to raise unicorns, so I know they exist. But you're dumb if you deny the existence of leprechauns and unicorns. Just saying.
Our dog's a unicorn. We just shave her horn down.
Yeah.
I'm tired of always expecting to lose. I'm tired of facing this constant